Hi, my name is Michael. I'm a business development manager here at Interface Bitrix24 Gold Partners. And today for our Bitrix24 solution, we're going to go over scrums. So the two things I'm going to cover today is what are scrums and what are the advantages, and how do you use scrums in Bitrix24. First off, what is Scrum? So Scrum is an agile project management system, mostly commonly used in software development as well as other industries. Scrum teams work together and have short-term time-sensitive goals or tasks. These are often called sprints, and each sprint is no longer than 1 month and commonly lasts around 2 weeks. So, what are the advantages of Scrum over project management? Scrum can help teams complete project deliverables quickly and efficiently. Scrum ensures effective use of time and money. Large projects are divided easily into manageable sprints. And really, the main benefit of Scrum methodology is the adaptability and flexibility, especially when in a more volatile environment. So, where do you find Scrum in your Bitrix 24? So, under the Tasks and Project module, you'll find Scrum on the top bar right here. So, this is what the Scrum list view looks like. It looks very similar to projects in that regard, but you can see if we go into a Scrum, the UI is very different. So, first off, to create a Scrum, you hit the Create button right here, give your Scrum a name. You can give it a description as well, a visual pattern, and then a little team icon as well. So here under the privacy settings, you can either make your Scrum public to everybody in your Bitrix 24 system, private, so this is invitation only, or hidden, where the Scrum is not listed anywhere and is also invitation only. So here are the team members. The product owner could either be the division manager, division leader, maybe some VP level as well. The Scrum Master is the project manager, or can also be the product owner as well. So here we'll just add him in there. And then for the development team, those are all the employees that'll be working on the Scrum. So you can just add them all in right here. And then the stakeholders would be the person the final Scrum is delivered to. They can also be an outside consultant as well. So we can put John Smith in there as well. And then once you hit next, your Scrum should be created. So I have a Scrum here that is already in place for developing new software. In terms of the UI, right here on the left, we have our backlog. So what our backlog is all our tasks that we still have yet to complete and assign to on Scrums. So to add a task, you hit this button here, and then you can type in a task. You can also tag a task with an epic. So an epic essentially works as a tag to these tasks so it can stay together. As you can see, I have website epic underneath this one, framework underneath this one, and UI underneath this one. You can also filter them in the search right here underneath epics. And if we do that, only websites will come up. So also on our Scrum, on our tasks, we have these numbers right here. What these numbers are story points, and they indicate how hard a task can be. So the higher the number, the harder the task, the more resources and time that task may take. So when you divide out your tasks, you can assign them a story point number so you know exactly how much time and resources each task will take. So we could assign this make software live a 4. Perfect. And to assign tasks into a sprint, it's very simple. You just drag it on over here, and then you can assign by clicking on the icon which employee you would like to be responsible for that task. So as you can see here, this sprint is already ongoing. There's 9 days to finish this sprint, and it's at 14% completed. Tell you how many tasks are in this sprint and how many story points are on this current sprint. Underneath, we see the next sprint that's planned after that. So to see the active sprint ongoing, we can look at this here, and to progress each task, it's in a Kanban view, so you can just move it over and progress the task. And once a task is finished and you put it in the finish column, you'll get your definition of done. So here is for a technical task, you can set up your own definition of done. This is essentially a checklist that the employee must go through to ensure the task is completed. You can configure this and add your own custom tasks if you want to. So we do a DoD task, as you can see, another one, and then you can just add on to the checklist to make your own custom definition of done checklist. So we complete all those, close the task, and as we progress these, and then select done on the definition of done, and say it comes to the end of the sprint time and we finish the sprint and there's some tasks that aren't been completed, you finish the sprint, you can send the incompleted task to either the backlog or the next planned sprint as well. So let's finish up all these tasks. Perfect. And then just hit finish sprint here. You get the nice confetti. And then you can see all those here under completed. It is important to note under an active sprint, you can also add in automations as well. So on the top here, we have some Scrum items. So you can find your definition of done, what we previously looked up, and see how to configure it here. We also have our epics here that we went over earlier, and team velocity and task burn down charts. So these are other graphics to give you a better idea of the efficiency of your team. And then here under chats and meetings, this is just a quick way to schedule meetings with everybody in your Scrum team. So you can have a daily Scrum meeting, which we recommend for most people using the Scrum methodology. So for this, you can make it a daily meeting from 8 to 8:15 in a certain meeting room with everybody attending. So this will just be a quick 15-minute meeting just to go over the Scrum, how everyone's doing, and what tasks they're currently working on. And you can do the same thing for a planned sprint meeting. So this would be prior to starting a new sprint, going over who has what tasks and how they're going to complete the task. A review sprint while a sprint's ongoing to see how the sprint is currently moving and how the objectives are. And then a sprint retrospective. And this is to go through and look at how the sprint worked and where it could be improved. So if you wanted to start a new sprint as well, you can just click that new sprint button right there. If you'd like to rename it, you can always rename it there. And if you'd like to change the dates of when the sprint takes place, you can always change it right there. Generally, like we mentioned earlier, sprints are only 2 weeks long generally, but you can make it as long as you would like. It is important to note as well that you can change those here, and it'll tell you how many sprint tasks and your story points as well. So that's how you use Scrums in Bitrix24. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to us over here at Intraface. Thanks.